starts right now.
Clayton Perry gets probation for a drunken hit-and-run crash, and if he's successful, he won't end up with a conviction.
Garrett Berger is live outside the Justice Center, where Perry just appeared in court. Garrett, how did he get this deal, and what are the details?
Well, Perry pleaded no contest to both misdemeanor charges he faces, DWI and failure to stop and give information. In return, the judge gave him deferred adjudication. That's a special kind of probation where if he completes that over the course of the next year, the cases against him will be dismissed and he will avoid criminal convictions. Now, Perry was accused of having 14 drinks in a few hours and then slamming his Jeep head on into a Honda Civic and fleeing the scene back in November. His attorney contested how much Perry had actually drunk, though, and said he had also been anesthetized for a medical procedure a few days earlier. Talking to reporters after the hearing, Perry said that he took full responsibility and he's doing what he can to make things right. He also noted that he is not running again for city council.
I'm going to step aside while I'm going through this process, but you know, who knows what the future will bring. But I'm just very sorry that this has all happened, and look forward to the future.
The deferred adjudication deal was over the objection of prosecutors. They wanted to give him his probation as well, but the kind that would have required a criminal conviction. And while they called Perry's incidents egregious, the judge called the options prosecutors presented unfair. Now, other terms of Perry's probation include not having any alcohol for a year, having an ignition interlock device in his car for the next 6 months, and he'll also need to do some community service. And while he might avoid a conviction if he successfully completes this program, it does not mean that his record will be clear. That will still be on his record. Outside the Justice Center, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT12 News.
Thank you very much, Garrett. Now let's get outside. You're looking at TransGuide at I-35 near O'Connor. This is the scene where thousands of onions were spilled across the highway after an 18-wheeler ran into a dump truck. Traffic was backed up for hours this morning, but as you can see, the onions and the traffic is all clear.
Katrina Weber reports on the backup scene during the early morning rush hour.
No one needed to spill the beans to early morning drivers. They could see for themselves the problem all over I-35's northbound lanes. Thousands of pounds of onions spilled from a big rig just north of the O'Connor Road exit. San Antonio police say the driver was traveling at a high rate of speed when he rear-ended a dump truck after 2 this morning. The big mess led to even bigger problems as morning drivers got moving, or actually not moving very far or very fast.
Whenever you're talking about raw onions, you can expect some tears, but in this case, drivers may have been shedding them over all the traffic.
It took about 5 hours for crews to pick up enough of the spilled load for police to reopen part of the highway. Clearing up the traffic backup would take even longer. Police say no one was seriously hurt in the crash, although the driver of the dump truck was taken to a hospital to get checked out. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
And new at noon, this 29-year-old woman, Gabrielle Gaitan, will spend the next 12 years behind bars. According to San Antonio police, she pled guilty yesterday to 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter. Police say back in September of 2021, Gaitan was driving and ran a red light, smashing into a car. In that car was Mayor Chris Morris and Vicenta Rangel. Both died at the scene. Gaitan was found walking down the highway after the crash, and police say she was intoxicated.
Another baby dead as a result of gun violence across the city. She's the second toddler killed this week in a domestic disturbance incident. That shooting brought police to the Merida Apartments near Loop 410 in Starcrest just before 7 Wednesday night. Now, officers say a young mother was hurt but survived. Her 8-month-old daughter, Rosalinda Martinez, did not survive. Police are now looking for the baby's father. He was at the apartment when police say he got into an argument with the girl's mother over a gun. There was a struggle, and that's when police say the gun went off, hitting the mother and child. The father then ran off. Neighbors can't believe how this happened.
It floors me to even hear that there was a toddler there. As far as I knew, it was just the single suspect, but I never saw anybody enter or leave.
The girl's mother has only been identified as a 21-year-old woman. At last check, she was hospitalized in fair condition. The shooting remains under investigation. We turn now to the latest on the arrest of an Air National Guardsman in connection with that massive leak of classified Pentagon documents.
The FBI moving in on his Massachusetts home yesterday, taking him into custody after a week-long investigation. ABC's Rena Roy is in Boston, where the suspect appeared in court today.
Less than 24 hours after this dramatic arrest, 21-year-old Jack Teixeira facing a federal judge, charged with unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and willful retention of classified documents, charges that collectively carry a maximum of 15 years in prison. An FBI SWAT team in full tactical gear swarming his Massachusetts home, Teixeira seen on his deck as agents move in. The low-ranking enlisted airman and IT specialist for the intelligence wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard, with his hands above his head, then handcuffed, arrested in connection with the massive leak of classified Pentagon documents.
The Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information.
Investigators searching Teixeira's home into the night for evidence, working to determine what may have driven him to allegedly leak hundreds of highly classified documents, causing a global diplomatic fallout. The arrest comes after a teen whose identity was withheld spoke with the Washington Post with permission from his mother, claiming to know the alleged leaker, calling him by the nickname OG instead of identifying the leaker. He says they were part of an invite-only chat group on the social media platform Discord, where last fall OG began posting those documents to impress his friends.
I would not call OG a whistleblower in the slightest. I don't think that there was a goal nor some sort of accomplishment that he was looking for in sharing these documents.
We do have stringent guidelines in place for safeguarding classified and sensitive information. This was a deliberate criminal act, a violation of those guidelines.
President Biden has been briefed on the arrest, arguing that while the leak was very concerning, the information was outdated. Rena Roy, ABC News, Boston.
Fiesta is less than a week away, and we want you to be part of our viewing party for the Battle of Flowers. What you need to do to get tickets before they run out.
The San Antonio Book Festival is tomorrow, though. Why you should go, even if you aren't a book person.
Welcome back. The 11th annual San Antonio Book Festival kicks off tomorrow and is part of our KSAT community events.
RJ Marquez tells us what you need to know if you plan to go to the festival.
The San Antonio Book Festival is a time for book lovers and non-book lovers to come together and celebrate literature in our city. Our city is no stranger to celebrations. An executive director of the Book Festival, Lily Gonzalez, says this is a time to care for others.
San Antonio is a city of many festivals. We love to celebrate, and I think it's important that we celebrate literature and that we celebrate each other's stories. So it's important that San Antonio has a book festival because that means that we care about each other's stories.
100 authors will be attending the festival, bringing their own flair and unique ideas to it.
It's always delightful because you get in tons of writers, some of them locally, some from the state, some from across the world. And they cover all topics, all genres, and they're aiming at all ages.
The authors will be set up throughout the festival, reading from their books and talking about what inspires them to be a writer, and they hope to see you there.
I would love to see everybody come and look at all our wonderful stories.
I'm looking forward to sitting on the panels and talking to readers, and also just getting to see some of my favorite authors.
And the best part about the San Antonio Book Festival, it's free. You can attend by going to the Central Library and UTSA's Southwest Campus on April 15th. The festival will go from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. For a full schedule of events, head over to KSAT.com. RJ Marquez, KSAT12 News.
Should be a pretty good day for a book festival, don't you think?
Yeah, and today was an okay day. It was a cool breeze out there this morning.
Yeah, and humidity has come back in a big way. So you see the clouds, that's all due to moisture surging back in here. So it feels sticky outside. That's going to last through today and into part of tomorrow before dry air makes a return. We've had a little bit of drizzle today, but nothing measurable. 0.2 of a foot down, the aquifer is 636.9 in your pollen count. Oak is high. Pecan jumps up to moderate, molds are low, so still not a great looking pollen count, but better than it has been. We do have to look for a few storms this afternoon out west. We're going to talk about that in an update to our storm potential today coming up.
Fiesta is almost here, and the Texas Cavaliers are getting ready for their annual river parade. This morning, they dropped barges into the river that will be decorated. I spoke to this year's parade marshal about the theme, where the proceeds will be going, and the excitement that is building.
I've been thrilled about it for months. I mean, knowing the barge in was coming, that's kind of the start of everything. And then when we start decorating the boats up to next weekend, we really start putting all the chairs and things out before Monday. There's nothing better.
More than 50 barges were brought into the San Antonio River this morning in preparation for the 75th annual Texas Cavaliers River Parade.
This year's theme is Fantastic Voyages. So these more than 50 boats will be decorated to celebrate all the voyages in our history. This year's Grand Marshal is Brigadier General Charles Duke, who was command module pilot for Apollo 16.
On April 24th, thousands of people will line the banks of the San Antonio River for the parade. Kern Studios, based out of New Orleans, will be decorating the barges with vibrant colors and spectacular designs. The 2023 parade marshal, Greg C., says there's so much to love about this event.
I think my favorite part is the camaraderie of being down here with all our friends and working hard, and then also the money that we're able to raise for the children of South Texas and all the different charities that we give to. We'll be giving away over $3 million this year.
C. looks forward to celebrating with the community at this one-of-a-kind river parade.
By the way, we sat down with Charles Duke and talked about walking on the moon and all the things he got to do, and you're going to be able to see that interview live as we bring that parade to you on Monday night, the 24th at 7 o'clock. So,
amazing.
Yeah, it'll be fun. He was a great guy. Amazing. He's sitting there talking to an astronaut who walked on the moon. That was
the
awesome.
Stories.
And if you would like to be a royal for the day, don't forget to join our KSAT Insider membership and sign up for this unique experience. The lucky winner, along with 3 guests, is going to get to ride on a private float during the Battle of Flowers parade.
And tomorrow we'll be out at the Pearl from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to get people signed up. So if you're in the area, stop by and chat with us. You have until Thursday to put your name in the drawing.
And don't forget, we are also offering tickets to our parade viewing party for the Battle of Flowers. You can head to KSAT.com for more information on how to get your hands on a ticket. And there are still a lot left to claim, so you can go over to our website, read more about what's included in your ticket purchase. Just some of the items. You get great seats, number 1. You get 2 tacos, a drink, and this is one of the most, I guess, talked about things that you get is a private bathroom. I didn't really know that was that big a deal until you start talking to people. Say, oh, you got a bathroom? Well, I'm going to buy a ticket.
There you go.
And they got a cash bar, which I guess is why you need a bathroom. A lot of drinking going on. It's a party.
Lots of fun.
It's a fiesta party.
Thanks for breaking that down for us, David.
Hey, well, it is what it is, I guess.
Yes. Fiesta's here, though. It's exciting, right? We are pumped about it. It's starting to get in view on our 7-day forecast, too, so we're starting to develop a little bit of a forecast for Fiesta as it gets underway next week. We'll talk about that in just a second. First, we got to start with today. It's cloudy, it's humid, and we've had a little bit of drizzle out there this morning. Most of that has gone away. 70 degrees right now at the airport. Dew point is at 66. That number has jumped up in a big way because we have southerly winds at about 8 miles per hour. So the humidity has really risen as we've got through the day today. A satellite picture shows we've got thick clouds still over San Antonio, but notice we've got a clearing line that's working west to east. Eventually, this should make it to San Antonio. We'll start to see some sun a little bit later this afternoon, which will boost temperatures. But in the meantime, we're still stuck in the low 70s right now. Look what the sun is doing in Carrizo Springs and Cotulla, though. Low 80s there. It's 79 and partly cloudy in Del Rio. And around San Antonio, still in the 60s in Helotes with thick clouds, but that clearing line starting to make its way into Bandera, where it is currently 67. Dew points on the rise. We're starting to see some 70s out there, which puts us into the oppressive category. It's muggy everywhere you go. That moisture surged in last night. But what I can tell you is that by midday tomorrow, this moisture is going away and we'll be back in the dry air by Saturday afternoon. Here's our forecast for today. We'll start to see some of that sun later today. 80 degrees at 4 o'clock, 80 at 5 p.m. If we get a little more sun, temperatures could be even a little bit warmer than that. Then as we get into this evening, we're going to have to watch what happens out west. There is a chance we could see some storms blossom out along the Rio Grande, and then those can make their way towards San Antonio. There's a low chance of that, but we do need to mention it as we get into, say, 9, 10 o'clock tonight. We'll be watching the radar very closely for you. Here's a look at that forecast, and we have a little disturbance rolling in. We've got a dry line out there, so it's possible we could get a storm rolling off the mountains. Typically, they die down as they work east towards San Antonio, but this model does want to hold it together. So this is around 10 o'clock. Again, we'll see. We'll see. If we do get a storm to pop up today, it could be strong, and that's why we need to watch it very closely. That would die down tonight, and then tomorrow morning we start off with some clouds, and then dry air punches in from the west, and that means some hot temperatures. You get dry air, sunny skies tomorrow, and temperatures are going to skyrocket. There is a small chance of a shower or storm east of San Antonio as a front comes through tomorrow evening. Then we get windy conditions and cooler conditions. So a lot going on this weekend. Don't get caught off guard. The severe weather risk today, this was newly updated just within the last half hour from the Storm Prediction Center, and they have added basically the entire area into a risk for some strong storms, isolated risk. It's the lowest risk there is, but because of what they're seeing on the models like we are, they did add us into that risk. Wind gust forecast after that front passes by Saturday night. Need to mention this too. We're going to get some very gusty winds into Sunday morning. Gusts 35 to close to 40 miles per hour. Heads up there. So here's how it looks in the 7-day forecast. 93 Saturday, 79 Sunday, and windy. So there's the big temperature difference with the front. 80 Monday, 76 Tuesday, 30% chance of rain. That's our next best chance of rain. And then as we head into Fiesta, there are some small storm chances, guys.
So nice weekend for the Petite Strawberry Festival.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
Coming up in sports, how one Spurs player used being let go from a previous team to motivate him as he plays on the Spurs team. Coming up. And the Spurs have already got one position filled for next year, for sure. Center Zach Collins is a great comeback story. The 10th overall pick in the 2017 draft, missed nearly 2 years between 2019 and 2021 due to injuries. The Blazers let him go. The Spurs signed him in August of 2021. He's turned into a key piece of the Spurs rebuild. Collins really took off after the Spurs traded Jakob Poeltl early in February, and Pop inserted Collins into that starting lineup.
So he's playing with abandon now, for a long time, for months. He's added the three-point shot to his game. He's balanced better on the post. He's playing good defense. He's made it. He's going to be the guy at 5 for us. And the fact that he can shoot it and that he's gained confidence in it really makes him that much more dangerous.
We also notice he doesn't back down from anybody on the floor either. Zach didn't play in the Spurs' final 2 games because of a cut on his pinky. Pop said became infected. Your 2022 USL Championship Goalkeeper of the Year, Jordan Farr, named the USL Championship March Player of the Month. The league announced today that Farr made 12 saves as a San Antonio FC went 2-0-1 in the month. For the season, they're 3-0-2 with 11 points and tied for the best record in the league. Farr is thrilled to win this honor, but really feels it's more of a team award.
It really is an honor to receive and to be recognized for an award as a goalkeeper. It's so difficult to get these types of awards. You're not scoring goals. You can only really affect one part of the game. It's cool. But ultimately, like I've always said, as a goalkeeper, you can't win an award if your team doesn't set you up for success. It really is a team award. It's a different one because I feel like I have been making big saves, which is fantastic. But at the same time, we're not getting pelted every game. And so it's just moments that, you have to be switched on for. So I'm excited.
Yeah, San Antonio FC off to a pretty good start. Farr and SAFC will play at Louisville City FC Saturday at 6:30.
That should be a good game.
Good luck.
Now, coming up in our next half hour, the Big Spike Border Patrol agents are seen in migrants trying to get through the southern border.
Plus the charges 3 people are facing after they led police on a wild chase on Highway 281.
And SA Live, we know that there's an SA Live Fiesta Medal giveaway happening today. Details on
we
that.
don't know where, though, do we?
Coming up.
Can't let you know.
You'll find out soon.
Outside with live cam, cloudy, humid, 70s, one of those days. I don't know.
That's a good way to describe it.
Thank you.
Good way to describe it. Yeah, not the sun that we saw yesterday, right? It's going to be sort of a cloudy day. The sun will pop out here in a couple of hours. We're seeing that clearing line work a little bit closer to San Antonio. I want to take you down to the coast. This picture from Port Aransas, and it is nice, isn't it? So serene, the Gulf of Mexico. And if you have plans to head down there this weekend, I'm sure it'll be pretty busy. Saturday looks nice. It's going to be hot. Sunday will be a little bit cooler and windy, but not a lot in the way of rain chances. So if you have plans this weekend, know that it will be pretty nice. Good weekend for it. Head down to the coast. KSAT 12-hour forecast today. The sun, again, should pop out here next couple of hours. Temperatures will make their way up into the 80s. And then we'll start to add in some small rain chances late this evening and tonight. It's all going to hinge on whether or not we can get storms to develop out west. And if they do, there's an opportunity for them to track east near San Antonio tonight. We're going to leave in a small chance for that. The odds are low, but they are there. And the Storm Prediction Center has put us in a isolated risk for some severe weather tonight, basically blanketing the whole area. But it will all depend on where those storms flare up, typically the mountains of Mexico, and then they work east. So we'll see how that plays out. We're going to watch the radar closely for you today. Have the KSAT weather app with you, and if there are any alerts we need to pass along, we'll do so. Of course, we got that front tomorrow that brings some big changes over the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Right now, 3 people facing charges of evading arrest, burglary of a car, and aggravated assault. This happening after they led Texas Department of Public Safety troopers on a wild chase yesterday afternoon. It started on the city's south side at 1:30 near South Park Mall. According to DPS Lieutenant Jason Reyes, DPS special agents were doing surveillance in the area when they witnessed 3 suspects trying to break into several different cars. A marked DPS vehicle tried to pull over the suspects for a traffic stop at Loop 1604 and Highway 281 North. But the suspects reportedly sped away to avoid arrest. DPS said the suspects then rammed one of their vehicles. Troopers fired gunshots in the suspect's direction. One suspect hit. They were all taken into custody. Highway 281 temporarily shut down near TPC Parkway because of that incident.
We know that it is a problem within the San Antonio area, and our folks or our DPS special agents were actually, that's what their task force was. We're actually looking for individuals that were breaking into cars.
Their identities have not been released as of yet. No officers or bystanders were injured. Texas Rangers are leading that investigation.
San Antonio police and authorities across the state had to deal with calls of an active shooter that turned out to be a hoax. It was a frightening scene yesterday morning for students and staff at Galen College of Nursing near the medical center. After receiving a call of a possible active shooter inside the building, everyone was safely evacuated and no shooter was found. That call made to police turned out to be fake. And around the same time that was happening at Galen, at least 5 other campuses across Texas were also the center of fake active shooter reports. The list includes Texas A&M, Texas Wesleyan, Collin College, and Tyler Junior College.
Governor Greg Abbott in the Alamo City this week talking about parental rights in child education. Abbott has been advocating for changes in the state's education system and supports giving state funds to parents so they can send their kids to private schools with vouchers. During last night's event, he also spoke of raising teachers' salaries and advancing schools in the state of Texas.
Making headlines out of Indiana after a long couple of days of a recycling plant fire in Indiana has been extinguished. Outside the plastics recycling facility along F Street, a sense of calm fills the air. A stark change from 48 hours ago when smoke filled the air, spilling toxic chemicals into the sky. The fire chief there says they now have the fire under control. Aerial views helping them reach this point so quickly.
The drone has helped quite a bit. It tells us where the hot spots are, what the temperatures are, where the hot, in the areas that we need to attack.
Even with the fire now under control, Brown says they'll have crews out until at least Saturday morning to put out any hot spots that pop up in the debris.
Border Patrol agents reporting a 28% spike in migrant apprehensions on the southern border. And that trend isn't expected to slow down anytime soon. Statistics show that most are crossing from places other than Mexico and Central America. Agents say Border Patrol can't pick up groups fast enough because they're strained and have no room for them in processing centers.
President Biden wants to give DACA recipients access to affordable health care coverage for the first time through Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act insurance marketplace. It's a program that grants temporary legal status to undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children. The move by the Department of Health and Human Services would expand access to affordable health insurance to 580,000 DACA recipients. The White House said in a statement they expect to get this done by the end of the month. Coming up in a few minutes, we are testing your fiesta knowledge. Let's see who knows the most about one of our city's biggest traditions. And I think, David, you're pretty good at that.
Well, we'll see. And the Poteet Strawberry Festival kicks off today. Love those strawberries. When it first started and how it helps local students in the area coming up.
But first, how many daily temperature records were broken in the past 48 hours?